Wait. May tanong ako sa'yo.
Ano yun?
Ready ka na ba sa new episode?
Ako pa ba? Of course!
Nice! Chill lang tayo dito.
True! Ako may tanong din ako.
Sige, ano yun?
Bakit ba?
Ha? Anong bakit ba?
Bakit? VA. Where we talk about anything about virtual assistants, remote working, work from home life, and many more.
Kaya kung isa kang VA or gusto mong maging VA, para sa'yo tong podcast na to.
Hi everybody! Welcome to Bakit VA, kung saan pinag-uusapan namin lahat ng tungkol sa VA. Nais ko muna pakilala ang aking sarili. Ako ay si Annette, isang project manager dito sa aming VA agency, at kasama ko ngayon ay ang aming creative writer at marketing strategist ng agency namin, John Ray de Guzman.
Hello everybody, John de Guzman. Grabe naman yung Tagalog mo, Annette. Nag-nosebleed ako sa Tagalog mo. But yeah, John de Guzman, co-host ni Annette dito sa Bakit VA. So here in this podcast, we'll be talking about, sabi nga ni Annette, all about VA. So if you are an aspiring VA or nagbabala ka mag-VA or you are already a VA, this podcast is for you. But before anything else, I think we should start with the question na, ano nga bang VA, Annette? Can you answer that question? Ano nga bang VA for you? Or ano nga ba talaga ang ibig sabihin ng VA?
So virtual assistants, it's as easy as being an independent contractor and working for a boss virtually. Basically, pwede natin sabihing secretary. But we are working remotely, and yung mga boss natin can be internationally or local.
Right. Tama. Ganun yung pinaka-simple na explanation nga din ng virtual assistant, no, Annette. But, as you may know, ngayon nga, mas dumadami na yung virtual assistants almost everywhere dito sa Philippines. And that is mainly because siguro, nung pandemic, di ba, nagkaroon ng parang major boom ng major assistants dito sa bansa natin. And marami yung nag-take ng opportunity to work virtually na lang, since almost every work or every job dito sa Philippines naging virtual nung pandemic, or if di man sila tinanggal or hindi man sila nag-lay off, naging virtual sila, naging I forgot the term. I think skeletal yung term nila, or merong virtual, merong nag-work sa office, and dun dumami talaga yung virtual assistants, and dun na nag-start na naging upward yung slope natin as per nung sinasabi ko, hindi naman wala namang resources, but yeah, so basically doon nag-boom yung virtual assistants, and until now na hindi pa naman officially ended yung pandemic siguro, but na parang wala na kasi, 'di ba? Parang wala naman ng pandemic, and tinatanggal na nga yung face mask, and hindi na siya strict outside. But still, virtual assistants, ang dami pa din, and patuloy na dumadami. Nagkakaroon pa rin nga tayo ng applications from, a lot of people. And I think that is a good thing for us, but that is also a good thing for the Philippines kasi yung job dumadami. Dahil dito sa virtual assistants, di man kailangan ng degree eh. 'Di ba?
Yes,
Skills
naman
lang yung hinahanap.
Totoo yan. Kasi masasabi mo din sa panahon ngayong pandemic, mahirap din magtrabaho abroad. And for other people, napaka-convenient din na mag-work at home. Diba? You can, hindi naman at all times is nakaharap tayo with the client. So, as long as we're doing our job well and reporting to our bosses, I think that's what's important in the virtual assistant world. So, talking about that, ano sa tingin mo yung mga common tasks ng isang virtual assistant na kaya nilang i-handle?
Right. So dun nga nung pandemic nga, medyo marami din kasi akong kilala na nag-virtual assistant, and I mean mainly yung mga naririnig ko lang before na tasks na ginagawa nila are admin tasks, ganyan, social media management, yung mga nagko-calls pa rin like customer service representatives or cold callers. Kasi I think yun naman dito kasi sa company or sa agency natin, divided tayo sa two departments, 'di ba? So ikaw sa VA
Mm-mm.
department. Ikaw sa VA department and ako sa podcast department. Ako nag-work sometimes. So, hindi din ganun talaga kaano yung knowledge ko dun sa virtual assistants. But I know the gist, and sometimes nakikita ko naman kung ano yung hinahire natin. And they are, bookkeepers, telemarketers, CSR, number 1, di ba? And cold callers nga. But I think there are some na video editors, ganyan. May mga ganun din na virtual assistants. And basically, we are virtual assistants because we are working remotely nga din naman, di ba? And yung boss natin is, di man natin nakikita everyday. So,
Oo, yan.
yeah, tayo yung example ng virtual assistants. But, dito sa virtual assistants world nga, ang maganda dito is that hindi fixed yung schedule mo unless gusto talaga ng boss mo or gusto ng supervisor mo na maging fixed yung schedule. But there are some na part-time lang din siya talaga, 'di ba? And some are project-based. Tama ba?
Tama yan. At andun tayo sa sabihin nating diverse world natin nowadays. Kasi nga, we're already in the pandemic, madaming nagbago, ang daming innovations na din na nangyayari. And one thing na alam ko pinakagusto ng isang virtual assistant is that apaka-flexible ng time schedule nila. So, they have the capacity or the capabilities to choose which time is much convenient for them to work.
Tama.
Pwede sila mag-work ng gabi kung gusto nila ng gabi na schedule. Kung hindi naman okay sa kanila, pwede sila mag-work ng morning. And having an agency to help them out is is a big help na din sa kanila. Kasi at least naisabi na nila kung ano yung mga gusto nila. And we can definitely find a client who is a perfect match for our virtual assistants. Choosing your schedule is what we call as flexi time, and that really depends on the client. So that's why I'm saying earlier na choosing a perfect client for the virtual assistant. And there are times na meron talaga mga client na sige basta pwede siya mag-work ng around ganitong oras until this one. Client will give a full 8 hours, and then the virtual assistant can choose, especially kung part-time din lang siya, 4 hours lang naman kailangan niya or 2 hours. So, may freedom to choose naman as long as matapos nila yung task. So, that's they can work full-time if they want. They can work part-time or flexi-time.
Tama.
Minsan, syempre, naisip natin na you're working at home. Na nakakulong ka sa sarili mong pamamahay. Tapos, oo naman, komportable siya. Pero, kapag iisipin mo, pwede kaya tayo mag-work din outside? Or can we travel while working at least? What do you think?
Yeah, I think pwede naman. Yun nga yung usually dream ng, I think, majority of everybody, di ba? Like, nagta-travel while working, nadadala mo yung work mo sa kahit saan. If you want to have a vacation sa Palawan, Boracay, yun, dala mo yung
Laptop mo.
Wag naman siguro yung buong PC kasi mahirap. Hindi yun. Mahirap yun gawin.
Mahirap i-travel sa plane yun.
Oo. As long as may laptop ka siguro, or if you're working sa phone, kasi I heard may mga work na sa phone na gagawa. But yeah, if you have a laptop and then you are planning on a travel, I think depende. Pwede 'yon siguro, depende sa boss or depende din dun sa work na ginagawa mo. Kasi if you are doing calls, hindi ka pwedeng mag-travel sa places na maingay or medyo mahina yung connections, ganyan. Kasi maapektuhan yung calls 'di ba? Magiging, choppy, may chances na maging choppy, or kapag nasa party ka naman, di naman pwedeng nagko-calls ka sa party. But if you are doing admin tasks, siguro like just nag-upload ka lang ng YouTube videos, for example, ng isang content creator na client, or if you're just, doing writing or your social media or social media management, right? Na nagagawa mo naman siya, or non-voice nga na sinasabi nila. I think that's fine. You can travel while working. Or if you are doing calls din and if you're going to travel, siguro, a lot time na lang din na a lot time for your work na nasa isang quiet area ka for that specific day na mayroon kang shift so that you can do your job properly pa din or you can, accomplish your tasks properly.
Yes naman. Totally agree with you. And like I said, yun nga, it depends kung ano din yung mga tasks na naibigay sa'yo. Yes, you can travel or work outside of your home. That's very convenient. And sabihin na natin, kung dati, before pandemic, napaka-imposible mangyari kasi, di ba nga, we have to go
Lockdown,
to the...
yeah.
Oo, tsaka, bago pa man magkaroon ng lockdown, sa office tayo nag-work eh. O kaya kung di sa office, doon tayo sa company na pinupuntahan natin, sa establishment na yun. And that's how you call work. Pero ngayon na nauuso na din yung mga online jobs, being a virtual assistant and such. Pwede na tayong parang lumipat ng iba't ibang place. Pero still, we have to consider a lot of things. And that's your connection, your outside noise, background noises. Kasi, yun nga, kung nagko-calls ka, hindi din naman tama na nasa maingay kang lugar. Pero,
ang daming factors na kailangan i-consider, no, for having a vacation. Hindi basta-basta din naman. So, depende din talaga sa work.
Totoo.
Ayan. Depende din talaga sa work. Alright. But, hindi lang naman sometimes kasi yung traveling while working is hindi lang naman siya for your want na gusto mo lang din talaga mag-travel. Okay, maybe majority of everybody gusto talaga mag-enjoy, maka-experience ng leisure talaga. But sometimes din talaga na nakaka-help din siya sa mental health, 'di ba? Parang
agree.
May something sa traveling na
may mga tao talaga, may mga tao
Okay.
talaga na parang pag makakita ng trees or ng dagat is nafe-feel nila na relaxed sila and mas nafo-focus yung kanilang mental health and yung kanilang pag-iisip. Kasi minsan madalas kung medyo madami tayong tasks at medyo overwhelming, tayo ay nababurn out. So,
Right.
para maiwasan natin na ma-burn out, that will lead to changing the course of your career again. Mas maganda na committed tayo sa kung anong trabaho na meron tayo. And of course, pag palipat-lipat din naman tayo ng work is parang di din tayo nakaka-grow. So, something that can help the mental health talaga.
Mentally, di ba? And of course, magkaiba kasi yung comfort ng nasa bahay and meron ding comfort yung naka-vacation ka din talaga, no?
Yeah.
But ikaw ba, have you tried? Nag-travel ka while working or you're somewhere else na nagtatrabaho? It may be a need or leisure or kailangan mo talaga nandun.
Yes.
Was there an experience?
Na-try ko na siya kasi sabihin na natin, hindi ako pwede mag-absent that day and then we have to go somewhere with the family. Okay naman, at least as long as may space din talaga na where you can work, syempre kailangan pa din naman yung privacy mo when you're working outside, 'di ba? So, hanap ka lang ng pwesto kung saan pwede mag-work. I mean, usually ngayon, 'di ba nga sa Starbucks, yung kadalasan nakikita mo is mga naka-laptop. Kaya kaya okay lang as long as may place or maybe a cafe if you're doing calls, maybe just put on some headset para hindi makinig ng buong madla. And
Right.
you can still, get the work done. Yun.
I think before, di ba, sabi mo, nag-work ka nga ata sa Chowking? I don't know if I remember it right.
Yes, kasi that's, ako kasi diba, I'm a single mother. And nataon na there was a change of schedule sa school ng aking anak. And na medyo nag-clash siya sa schedule ng work ko. So, on my break time, I had to travel. Kailangan kong ihatid yung anak ko. So, there's a nearby Chowking.
Yeah.
So,
Doon na nag-work.
Doon na muna ako. Siyempre sa sulok-sulukan muna tayong pumuesto. Ayun na. Tsaka, wala naman ata ako meetings that day. It was just admin tasks. So, it's good.
It works
Kasi,
naman, yeah.
magastos lang kasi kailangan mong bumili doon sa kanila.
Yun lang.
Ah,
Oo din, you need to buy. Pero I think yun yung number one or if not one, nasa top 3 or top 5 benefits siguro working remotely. Kasi
mm,
nga, anywhere you can work. Hindi na problema sa yung place. Kasi before, di ba, ang work kailangan, number one, kailangan may building. Di ba? Na
oo din.
kung saan kayo mag-work. Pero ngayon, all you need to have is laptop or, PC. Then, good
Even
to
a
go ka
phone.
na. Yeah, even phone. But ako, I think I've never tried pa working na nagta-travel. Siguro kasi PC tong gamit ko. Wala pa naman akong laptop.
Subukan mong
I think
ilabas ang
mahirap.
PC mo.
Ayoko munang i-try siguro. Before we end this session, Annette, kasi medyo tumatagal na tayo. I just want to ask you this particular question for our viewers then for better understanding or for clarification. Do you really need experience in becoming a virtual assistant?
Actually, the answer to that question is technically hindi mo kailangan ng experience. You don't have to have a degree when applying into VFlix or as a virtual assistant.
Right.
But being able to communicate well in the English language or kung may BPO experience ka na or a previous experience like just being a secretary before, that's a huge plus. Yun lang naman. Pero as long as willing ka naman matuto, walang problema
Mm.
doon.
I think skills talaga, no? Skills lang din naman talaga yung titignan. And alam mo naman kung may talent ka or kung may skills ka sa mga, iba't ibang bagay siguro. Proficient ka sa English or magaling ka mag-edit ng videos, social media management, mag-organize ng files or I think you will know as a person. You should really know kung magaling ka talaga. And if you are and you really want to be a virtual assistant and you want to enhance the skill or use it as an income, then don't limit yourself, di ba? Widen your horizons. Should apply as VA. You should try. Kasi may mga ganun, di ba, na tao, like nag-work sila maybe non-voice or admin work, pero
tama.
sobrang proficient nila sa English. Hindi nagagamit yung skills. And minsan kasi based on my experience, kapag yung skills mo natetenga, is either makakalimutan mo siya or hindi siya mag-grow.
Sabihin na
Hindi mo siya
natin,
ma-improve.
kinakalawang.
Nakakalawang siya. And you'll find out or ma-realize mo na lang na grabe, hindi na ako ganun kagaling sa words or medyo nag-stutter na ako. That is why, you need to use it. You need to use your skills. And if you have skills na sobrang applicable in being a virtual assistant, then why not try, di ba?
Yeah.
May
Technically,
mga part-time naman
oo din. Pwede mo subukan ng part-time muna, di ba? And then kung medyo feeling mo naman sa self mo is alam ko naman na kung paano mga galawang virtual assistant dito. Why not try full-time, di ba? And then also sa virtual assistant, technically mga soft skills lang naman siya. Tsaka if maano ka naman sa technology, marunong ka mag-laptop o kaya gumamit man lang ng cellphone, laptop, yun naman ang kwan ngayon, di ba? Halos lahat naman marunong naman na. So, yun lang naman yung mga kinakailangan mo. And then, the technical skills will follow naman. Tsaka, andyan naman ang World Wide Web. Why not do some research kung gusto mo talaga maging isang virtual assistant, di ba?
Tama. YouTube na lahat ngayon. YouTube na lahat.
Di Google
Even
tsaka YouTube.
May mga English, English language training, ganyan sa YouTube na lang. So, sobrang dali na lang and sobrang accessible na ng lahat ngayon. So, we all have our chances to grab any opportunity na meron man or na dumating man sa atin. And this one, being a virtual assistant, is a big opportunity if you have a lot of skills na pwede mong i-offer being an admin worker or a cold caller or customer service representative. Even yung mga may experience na sa BPO, they can apply or they can have a part-time job being a virtual assistant as a cold caller or CSR din, di ba? Since may experience na sila, mas madali silang makuha or mas magkakaroon sila ng chance makuha kasi yun yung hahanapin din ng boss eh. Yung if may experience ka nga sa calls, better chances. Hindi, I'm not saying na
Hindi
need mo
pwede.
talaga ng experience, but better chances lang din.
Totoo yan. So, that's it for today's episodes. Hopefully, may natutunan ang ating mga listeners. And guys, I hope mag-tune in pa kayo sa mga susunod nating episodes. I'm sure magiging masaya. At sana makarelate din kayo sa mga susunod. Magkakaroon din tayo ng mga guests from our company. And of course, makakapag-interview din kaya kami ng mga virtual assistants. Yan ang ating pakatutukan sa susunod. Once again, my name is Annette, the project manager of our virtual assistant agency, and I have with me our co-host, John De Guzman.
Yes, thank you so much everybody. Yun nga, make sure to tune in to our next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye!
Hi everybody, this is John and thank you so much for listening to this episode of Bakit VA. Kung gusto niyo maging guest or you have any topics that you want to talk about in mind, just send us a message or email us at studio@vaflix.com. Alright, and again, thank you so much for listening. I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.